What's up, everyone? Welcome to Fulfillment Project. Season 1 is wrapping up here. We've got one more episode next week before we put a close on it. I can't believe we're already 5 months into this. I'm going to take a couple week break to recollect, re-aim, and then launch into Season 2. Season 2, I already have a bunch of great topics lined up and amazing guests. Wow, have I learned a lot from Season 1, and that is actually going to be the final episode, is lessons learned from launching a podcast. Over 20 episodes, 5 months, posting weekly. It's been a journey on top of a family, on top of a pretty intense job, and friends and social obligations. And I would do it again, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm committed to a year right now, and I'm having so much fun. My only question is, who's getting the most out of this? Me or you, the person listening? I don't know, because I'm getting so much out of it and having so much fun. Today, I want to talk about a big idea called mirroring without breaking, staying true to yourself in high pressure moments. So many of us face high pressure moments either with friends or at work where they bring a lot of intensity to the table. And there is a tactic you can use called mirroring, where you mirror their intensity, but you stay separated from the intensity internally. So I'm going to tell you a little story on how I got introduced to this and formalized the concept in my head. I sat across from a friend at a Greasy Spoon breakfast joint, my favorite kind of breakfast place, watching him unravel. His life update was passionate. His boss was a whirlwind of intensity, demands flying, deadlines looming, and a constant urgency that seemed to suck the air out of the room. My friend's eyes were tired. His shoulders were slumping. "It's like his stress is my stress," he said, stirring his coffee absent-mindedly, drops spilling over the edge. "It's ruining my life." I nodded, feeling the weight of his words, because I'd been there too, caught in the undertow of someone else's chaos. That conversation stuck with me because it forced me to confront a truth. Other people's intensity can feel like a tidal wave, but we do not have to drown in it. You don't have to drown in it. I am not going to drown in it. Over time, I've learned a simple but powerful approach. Mirror their urgency to show you hear them, then step back and do what you need to do. You're not ignoring their needs or faking empathy. You're staying grounded in your own purpose while acknowledging theirs. The art of mirroring. Mirroring someone's intensity isn't about mimicking their panic or adopting their stress. It's about meeting them where they are so they feel seen without letting their emotional current pull you under. I think of it like a dance. I love music. I played bass in a band for 15 years, and I love the rhythm and the rhyme, baby. You match their rhythm for a moment. You nod to their beat, then step away to your own music. In a 2013 study published in Personality and Social Psychology Review, researchers explored how emotional mimicry can build rapport without compromising your own emotional state. They noted that emotional mimicry serves as a social regulator, fostering affiliation and social bonding, but is modulated by contextual factors and individual emotional regulation. In other words, you can reflect someone's energy to connect with them, but you don't have to absorb it. This insight can be a game changer for you. It was for me. It is for me. When a colleague's voice rises or a client's email screams urgency, I acknowledge their energy. Maybe something like this: "I hear how critical it is. Let's sort it out." And then I focus on what's actually required, not the emotional noise. The second part of this process is doing what you need to do. And that's where the freedom lies. My friend's boss wasn't just intense. He was a vortex, pulling everyone on the team into his orbit of stress. My friend felt obligated to match that energy, working through the night, skipping meals, and missing family time to prove that he was on it. But the cost was clear. He was burning out and was a shell of the man I once knew. His confidence was shot, and the worst part, he wasn't liking who he was becoming, but felt trapped and didn't know how to get out. I don't know about you, but I've had my own moments of getting swept up. I've worked for managers who thrived on urgency. Every email a crisis, every meeting a fire drill. I'd rush to respond, heart racing, only to realize half the emergencies could wait. It wasn't until I read Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People that I found some peace. Covey wrote, "The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities." That hit hard. I started asking myself, what's my priority here? Not my boss's, not my inboxes, mine. I'd acknowledge the urgency, then step back to focus on what actually moves the needle. For my friend, the shift came slowly. He started practicing what I call compassionate detachment. He'd listen to his boss's demands, mirror the intensity just enough to show he understood. Got it. This is a big one. I'll handle it. I'm on top of it. And then he'd walk away, mentally and sometimes physically, to focus on the task without the emotional baggage. He set boundaries like not checking email after 7 p.m. and rediscovered small joys like morning runs that kept him grounded. And if you think, oh, I'm going to get fired if I don't answer after 7. No, you're not. They've got you so wound up that you're reacting instead of being proactive. A lot of times when you take a stance and you get some swagger back in your life, you'll be surprised how the same people treat you differently. I've tried to embody this too. When a client's panic threatens to derail my day, I take a breath, respond with calm acknowledgement, and then stick to my plan. It's not cold or dismissive. It's self-preservation. You can care about someone's needs without letting their stress rewrite your life. Here's a call to reflect personally. Next time you're caught in someone's storm, try this. Mirror their urgency just enough to show you're listening, and then reclaim your space, your peace. Ask yourself, what's my next step? Not theirs, not the world's, yours. It's a small act, but it's how you stay whole. My friend's still figuring it out, and so am I. But every time we choose our own path over someone else's chaos, we get a little closer to the life we want. What's one moment where someone else's stress pulled you in? If you're on Spotify, put it in the comments. If you're on YouTube, put it in the comments. If you're on Substack, put it in the comments. So much gratitude for you tuning in today. I'm so stoked. What an awesome season 1. Can't wait to see you guys for a wrap-up session next week. See you soon.